All right, guys, how's everyone doing? Let me make sure everything's working all right. I believe everything's okay. But yeah, it's been a while, right? Been a little bit and stuff. I've been enjoying the break and stuff, getting out of a lot of the Bigfoot space and stuff that's online. Hey, Brooke, how is it going, Brooks? Um, but I have some interesting things to share and talk about. I think we can have a little fun tonight and stuff. I was hoping to do this yesterday, but that didn't work out. So here we are on a Wednesday night. It kind of worked out better since I'm not really doing anything tomorrow besides maybe going out in the woods, depending on how windy is, as we'll dive into that a little bit soon, actually. So I took a little bit of break and stuff and kind of revitalized, rejuvenized, and stuff. Been out in the woods actually quite a little bit. Actually, it's kind of nice of getting focused on doing with that more stuff and not really doing the show or having to keep up with the show or get stuff ready and stuff. But interesting things that we have come across while being out there in real time, and of course, finding stuff. So unfortunately, I broke my cord, a little janky. So I don't want to risk it's about to fall off. So it bent really bad, and so I'm not able to upload the pictures off my phone onto the computer to show you guys some stuff. So I might have to just try to flash it in front of the camera and stuff, and that's about as good as we're gonna get this week or for tonight and stuff. I knew I should have maybe done it yesterday, but just how things work. But there are some interesting things, photos that have happened. Nothing substantial, like nothing like, oh my god, here's Bigfoot, the new Patterson film. So don't hold your breath on that. But some interesting coincidences that I think, and it's good to point out that maybe this is possibly happening to other researchers in the field. So we're going to take a look uh, at some of that here. I'm also live on the Facebook group. Lost Cryptids Conservatory also. So we're switching it up a little bit tonight and seeing how that works. But I should be back regularly. No big long breaks and stuff. So I'll be back next Tuesday and then maybe Saturday unless I'm out. It always depends on the wind and stuff. If I'm ever going to go out and stuff. So we're going to be pumping out more audio equipment out there. I do have some special audio that we might get to tonight, or we might wait till next Tuesday to share. And that is some of the audio I have talked about with some very interesting vocalizations that was actually given to me by kind of just a random person. We kind of struck up a conversation and talking about Bigfoot, of course, and basically the eyewitnesses, the eyewitness's daughter gave me the footage and audio and stuff, which is mainly what we're after, and some pretty interesting stuff. So lineup, I think, for the summer with some of the camping trips planned, ideas, also get-togethers. So just trying to get up some stuff. I do have some. I have a little bit of some photographs I guess I could show, but they're not the most recent stuff. So I guess I could take a gander at that. Let me do this real quick. But yeah, we're just gonna hang out a little bit and pretty much talk about some updates, which is got some some interesting stuff that's been going on for a little bit now. And it's very interesting when you are walking down the trail and then you walk back and then all of a sudden you kind of notice something that maybe wasn't there before. And I know we've talked about that sometimes. You might think that maybe there was something laid across the trail that you don't remember walking in seeing. And so that's actually happened to me very recently with two different items that I'm gonna have to show off my phone, but I'm gonna see if I had some older stuff on here. I don't yeah, never mind, that's not it, but that's okay. So but anyways, there are a couple different photos I'm going to show you right now of basically walking in this particular area and then walking out and noticing just two things that weren't there. And so these were actually in two different locations where I oh yeah, I didn't switch it over. Where I didn't find, or what I found this stuff coming out. Give me a second. I thought I moved all this stuff to a different file, but I didn't. Let me switch back over here. All right, so in this one particular area where I actually have my audio going, and I'm going to have more regularly now that it's not super freezing cold overnight. It's not snowing, wet, rainy, ice, freezing cold, so it's not going to really destroy the audio equipment. I've actually used this audio equipment in winter and stuff, and actually have ran it overnight and stuff, but I don't want to do it continuously. It would suck. But going to the area, checking it out, cleaning some stuff around, getting it prepped up for this season's audio. Walking in, taking a look at some of the interesting stuff, which in this particular area, I've actually found what I thought was some manipulation of the environment, maybe what we would call like tree structures, or actually have some pictures of freshly broke, snapped saplings or small branches that are deliberately placed in the trail where I pretty much leave my audio recorder. And I have some pictures of that, which was some of towards, I think it was like August or September and stuff. And so I have some different stuff that looks pretty interesting. Although the camera's probably not gonna do it justice. Let's see if I can get it close enough. Yeah, I don't think so. So unfortunately, you're not going to see that. But there's a lot of crisscrossing. But anyways, after spending the day out there walking around and the trail in, since there is a lot of speculation of manipulation, I like to take a lot of pictures walking in, a lot of pictures in film. Try to, anyways. I'm not always keen on doing that 100% of the time, but I'm always keen on paying attention with my eyes of what's on the ground or what's around me, what kind of sticks are laying across the trail this way or that way. But walking out, very distinctly, a yellow feather placed where you can't really miss it. You're basically going to step on it. And I am pretty convinced, about 90% sure. Oh, I can't see it. I can't see it. You've seen it for a little bit. Here, let me do this. See if that works. Nope. Let me do this. Did that work? All right. So you can see it. Maybe I can brighten it up a little bit. But there's a yellow feather right there. And this was just something that, again, 90% sure wasn't there when I walked in. 10% sure, maybe 10% maybe that it could have been there. It's pretty easy to overlook. But again, it's one of those things where it's very important to pay attention to the environment, especially the trail that you constantly are going into. Especially if you have a routine of going specifically on this trail, navigating a specific part. And a lot of people aren't out there. A lot of people aren't going to where my audio equipment is. Specifically the little, basically game trail style, a navigation trail that I use to get over there. And I have the feather I collected and stuff, and it's basically been quarantined and stuff, basically stuffed away and stuff. And so I don't know. I mean, maybe there's some DNA evidence on there. Maybe there's nothing. But that's not the only thing that this has happened. While actually in a totally different area, walking, the same thing actually happened, and I am again 90% sure that I'm more like 95% sure that this item was not on this particular trail or log or stump when I walked into this area. But when I walked out, plain as day, this was clearly visible. And I will not brighten it. And that is a green water bottle. That's probably why it's trying to show show my background on there. But it's a green water bottle. It's a green water bottle on this log, on this stump. Clear as day. Couldn't miss it. Can't miss it. Walking right next to it. Sticks out like a sore thumb. That color green. And it's one of those things. Like, it's kind of coincidental that you walk into an area, you pay attention to what's around you, you pay attention to the ground. Last time I was out in that area, the trails were pretty icy and stuff. This time they weren't too bad. And I don't know what to explain of it other than it wasn't, and that's the funny thing. It's clearly on a stump, on a log for someone to find because someone lost an item, right? But as you are walking into it, it's in a spot where someone would see it, right? Which a normal that's what normally what happens. Someone loses an item, you find it in the trail, find it on the side of the trail. You kind of stick it in a place where if that person comes back, they're gonna find their item. I always see like a glove missing. So like at the very beginning of a trailhead, you'll see like a piece of glove, just one pair of a one offset of a glove. And it's kind of the same thing with like water bottles and stuff. You kind of hang it on trees, or you kind of hang it for someone to notice, like, hey, you kind of dropped this. And again, I'm 95% sure that I walked into the area and I was not there. And when I walked out of it, it was plain as day, right in front of you. You can't miss it. Like someone saying, hey, this has been lost. Come look at me, find it. And I know some skeptical minds are going to say, well, a person just put it there. And yeah, that could have happened. I'm sure there were people out around, but it wasn't next to the trail. I didn't see it. See this trash basically laying on the trail, laying off the trail, 3 to 5 feet, 10 feet in any direction. It's a nice green color. You can visibly see it very well. So I would think that if I didn't see it on the trail system to kind of prop it up and say, hey, you lost it, maybe someone else did. And then when I came back, it was obviously noticeable to me. I mean, to me, it doesn't really make sense. I try to pay attention to things like this. And this is like almost like in your face. This wasn't there before, and now it's there now. And you couldn't really look at tracks and stuff. I mean, it was wet, a little bit of muddy, but not enough to leave dirt, discernible tracks in most of the trail system. Only where it's really wet and deep enough mud could you leave a footprint and stuff. So yeah, that was actually pretty interesting. I took some photographs of the area and some interesting maybe manipulation stuff. I'll show you one. And this was not too far away. So you see that stick that's angled down. It was pretty freshly broke and stuff, kind of stuffed in there, and didn't really see why it would break or how it would break, especially when it didn't seem like it was dead. It was pretty fresh and stuff. So that was the only thing. Again, it was kind of like right off a trail. So it's like, like 10 feet off a trail. It's like 10 feet high or something like that. Usually when I take pictures, I kind of go like this. So that'd be about maybe just over 5 foot. Since I'm 6 foot tall, maybe it's like 10 foot, something like that. But, nothing's discernible as like, oh my God, Bigfoot made this, but it's something odd, more so than the natural debris caused by storm damage or other things in the area where you would, you glance around the woods. I mean, you can see stuff that falls. I mean, trees fall all the time, sticks fall all the time. There's a lot of stuff that you can see. When I look around, it doesn't cause me to say, oh my God, this could be manipulation. But sometimes when you look around, there's some things that it's like, maybe it was a 1 in a million chance or shot that this tree flipped around, twirled around in some tornado storm and got wrapped around inside of this tree or structure or manipulation or whatever the heck you find. So there are some things out there that's pretty strange. There are probably a 1 in a million shot of natural things that look odd. But, when you walk into a trail system, you pay attention and you come back out and there's a green water bottle sitting there. And it's like, you didn't pass anyone walking by in that particular section. I did pass by people as I walked onto this big trail system. I mean, it's miles and miles long. But in this particular section, there was no one coming back and forth, so one of those odd things that maybe you guys have experienced. I would love to hear Maybe if you guys have experienced some of that stuff out there, we'll be throwing the link on. I mean, if someone wants to come on now, I'll throw the link on. They can come on. Just let me know in the chat. But next Tuesday and all these other shows that we'll be doing, throw the link out there. Come on and talk about your experiences if you experience anything like that. I'm not sure what kind of a term we should call it and stuff, but you basically it's kind of like a game of I Spy. You kind of have to notice something that wasn't there, or like Finding Waldo, but it's with little sticks and items that are placed on the trail that wasn't there. And I don't get into the whole glyph thing and all of that. But sometimes there are things that seem to be placed in a very interesting pattern, and I would like to think that I have found some of these pattern things are just blatantly put there, like in a pattern for us to notice on a trail as you are walking back, that it wasn't there before. And we've documented some of this other stuff in some of the older stuff, and I think it was like it was our live stream that we did in our video. I guess it was a video that I made up with Ben Strongwolf with Ghost Contact Investigations. I think he had a different name at the time, where we went out there and kind of did a dual investigation together. They were doing ghost stuff, we were doing Bigfoot, and we actually had activity. And I believe that we documented, I'm pretty sure I put it in the video, I know that we documented saplings that were broken off that weren't there, and stuff that were obviously like that beef after we walked these trails and stuff. I can't remember if that was with them or if it was the following investigation where we did a follow-up and night investigation out there where we found that. But that was pretty clear and interesting, that we thought. And there were some other little things I think we documented. I did document, and I don't think we've ever shared it, but I've shared it in the group of, the Lost Cryptids chat group that basically just the members and me have, of even up north where, we're driving down the street. I drove down to get to the campsite. You drive up, you drive down, and, you find a freshly broke limb in the middle of the trail that wasn't there before. And, you cleared everything off so you can get actually through there without scraping anything. And then you're pretty sure you move it in one way and you put it one way, and then you come back and it's slightly moved to a slightly, just barely slightly to a different position, but it's almost right there. And it's not like the wind blew it, but subtle enough that you're not really quite sure, but noticeable enough to make you wonder. And I think we've had quite a few of those kind of experiences. I'm not quite sure what to make of them, but it's very interesting. Here's some from Brooks. Right after the fire here last summer, it was a downpour, and I was talking to my sis on my tablet, but she heard it too. I had a tree knocks in the front. It answered behind me. Yeah, and we have a couple different tree knocks that we've gathered over this particular area over last summer. I'm very eager to get more. Actually, over the last couple of years, audio from this particular area has been very interesting. We've got a lot of wood knocks, owl calls, tree knocks that respond to those different tree knocks, lost audio that I had on a totally different computer, that when the computer crashed, basically I lost everything. I had sounds of something like when you pick up a stick and you woof woof. I had sounds like that. I had other tree knock sounds, other weird vocalizations, what I call the tree gurgling, which I'm not really sure if this tree with some of these vines on it are moving a particular way that it's making this sound, which I have dubbed the tree gurgling, because that's kind of what it sounds like, is some rumbling or something's going on. I'm not really sure. I have audio of a tree, of something being thrown at this tree. You hit it, knock, and then you hear it fall down. more tree knocks, crashing sounds. Very interesting stuff. And some of that we've shown on here. Um, a lot of it I think we showed a lot of it and stuff. I want to say we've shown all of it, but I always never really do. We have a lot of different stuff from September, August, July of last year. A couple over 200 hours worth of audio and stuff. So, because you're talking, 15 hours of, I think it's 13 hours of nighttime audio that I consider nighttime audio, which is usually like 6 to 7 in the morning or 7 to 8 in the morning, depending on when I could get out there to start it. But usually I would run it for 24 hours. It would run, or 48 hours nonstop, depending on the temperature out there, and the humidity is plays a big factor, because when it's 90 degrees out, 95 degrees out in the summer, I'll get probably 18 hours worth of audio before the batteries are fried, compared to mid-August to September, October, and all that. And even winter, you get 48 hours of audio per battery life. So, we got lots of different stuff. Like I said, bird sounds, tree knocks right after that, 2 popping sounds, giant bird calls, and some other things that we're not quite sure. A lot of different coyote sounds. Some I remember we also recorded some metallic sounds. Also, we recorded a bunch of sounds of the highway in 2 different spots that are a couple miles away, actually, that you can actually hear when someone's going underneath of a bridge. You can hear the sounds of cars going underneath of a bridge or over a overpass bridge, which is, I would say, or both, and or the sounds of cars hitting rumble strips and stuff like that, and different car sounds, actually. And some of these car sounds could be manipulated to fake a Bigfoot vocalization in some sort. Actually, it's very, very interesting. So yeah, it kind of been interesting planning for this coming summer season, as we're kind of getting out of winter and cold. Right now is perfect to go squatching here in Michigan and other places that are about to get an overflow of greenery on all the trees, where you're not going to be able to see a huge distance, all these lines of sight that you can see, especially with your camera. We're not going to get here in the next couple months. So right now it's perfect. It's actually perfect for them because it's wet and rainy for us, right? So a lot of people don't like to be outside when it's wet and rainy. And a lot of people don't want to get their super expensive camera equipment wet and rainy. So again, it's actually the best time to go out searching for Sasquatch. It's kind of this early spring and stuff too, before the bugs get out there and just start annoying you, before the greenery's out there. And all the wet and rain, especially heavy rain or light to heavy rain, if you have a waterproof GoPro camera, that's why they're kind of nice too. But a waterproof camera, you can go out there and film. And I think Sasquatches aren't really going to suspect the majority of people who would normally be out in the woods and forest in the area are going to be out there when it is pouring rain. No one really wants to be soaking wet. And that's kind of the point that is one way you could use a tactic to catch them off guard. It's on a rainy day. They're probably not suspecting a lot of people to show up in this area and go out there. So I actually enjoy this season and time of weather, because a little light rain, as long as you are physically able to withstand it without getting like pneumonia, getting sick, tough it out, suck it up, and, go out there and try. And I don't think a lot of people are doing that, honestly, because it sucks. It's not easy. It sucks. Right. And I don't think a lot of people have the patience to be out there when nothing's going on. You're wet, cold, and your mind is telling you, oh, go back to the car, get warm, or go back to bed, go to sleep, it's nap time or whatever the heck, you know. Yeah, so I think it's perfect season, and as we dive into and get into the summer season, we're going to plan more of our camping trips, and would like to invite all of you. And we've been debating on whether or not if we're going to do a conference, like an in public conference, or if we're just going to invite everyone to like a camp out this year, where you can basically just hang out with us. I mean, the camp out, the conference is more like a come and hang out with us. You just pay for your campground, and if you want to donate, you can probably donate to us. And that's probably what we're going to do this year, I think. And pretty much just camp, and be buying a bunch of food and cooking and going out in the field. And depending on where exactly it's at, um, I'm not sure exactly where we want to it, but I think that's probably where we're going. Or, maybe we'll do both and have a little small. Well, of course, if we have a conference, we're always going to be doing a camp out no matter what. But we might do different camp outs where people are able to join and come and not charge people. But if you guys want to donate, of course, that's more than welcome. And maybe even show up on some smaller scale, like public places and stuff, instead of uh, venues and stuff we were using, or a bigger venue, like 100-person venue and stuff, but actually more like small scale, interactive in the woods type of stuff. Because as much as it is fun to come on here and talk to everyone, and this isn't where Bigfoot's going to be found. And actually getting away from the live streams and getting away from even watching other people's shows and listening to what's going on in the Bigfoot world, getting out there and just focusing out there when you're out there, uh it's that's where everything's at. It's not on here, it's not um brainstorming, even though it's good things to do. And we talk, we plan, and we're going to plan and talk and do all this. A lot of it, the only thing that matters is when you're out there executing your plans out there, actually physically doing what you want to do out there. And if something happens, being ready to document it, of course. And Texas Jack is completely right. The rain sound also masks the sound of your movements, which is another reason why you could get out there. It's more beneficial. And it masks your scent also. That is going to dampen your scent down to a small area around you, instead of potentially taking it as far away as easily as it would without the rain being there. And so that's the only thing that matters. So when you're actually out there uh pushing yourself, knowing your limits. I mean, there's a lot of things. You can sit all year behind a computer or talk with your friends about what you're going to do, until you actually get to the site and realize, man, I only walked a mile, but I'm about to blow my knee out because I haven't prepared myself in any way, shape, or form to actually walk miles and miles on uneven terrain. It's not like you're walking in the city on sidewalks. But preparing your mind, body, and stuff for like the challenges, the temperature, the cold, the bugs eating your face off raw, or the cold, wet, rainy weather that's going to get you soaked, or the ice and all that. And, it only really matters what you do out there, and not even, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed that I haven't filmed a lot of stuff like being out there when I'm out there and just doing that, because it's like you don't want to be bogged down by focusing on making entertainment, the documentary, right? The entertainment, the content, right? That's not the main focus of, hey, let's get this shot lined up of us walking down this trail because it looks cool. And I mean, that's what everyone does for a documentary and stuff. But things like that, let's set up this talking point over here behind this cool tree or scenery and set up and blah, blah, blah. And you tell stories, and it's very good stuff to do. But I feel like that's what a lot of people are doing is just you got kind of like a prefabricated plan of, okay, we're gonna go out here, we'll shoot this, we'll do this dialogue, we'll shoot this, we'll do this, and then hey, bam, boom, we got our ABCD all the way to Z lineup of uh, cookie cutter content or entertainment or Bigfoot documentary type of stuff, and no one's out there trying to focusing on just blazing through the woods or the swamp or off trail and trying to get the actual footage of the creature instead of, hey, let's just film ourselves walking out there because it's cool looking. It's, just to make a documentary and stuff. It's very interesting to just be out there and away from all this and then come back and see people's different posts and all the crap that's going on right now, different dramas and stuff. But just being out there in the woods by yourself at nighttime or any other time, and you're a little on edge, especially at nighttime. You're kind of, got the goosebumps, which is natural. That's when shit matters. When you got to kick it into that second gear or third or fourth gear, and you gotta shake it off and go out there and press on and try to film stuff that's walking around in the spooky darkness or even in the daytime when it's, when everything's quiet or everything's green, you can't see 20 feet in any direction because it's just a wall of green here, a wall of green there. You're in a little maze trail system on game trail. You feel like a little mouse ready to be eaten and stuff. There's a lot of natural feelings because the woods makes you feel all sorts of stuff because especially modern humans, we're so desensitized from our natural environment. But, being out there, that's the only thing that matters. And I think that we're going to, be getting we'll be doing some good stuff this summer with some people. I think we'll be getting some good equipment. I'm going to be getting a little bit more professional camera setup. We'll probably try to film these documentary styles where, these cheesy ass fucking things. But at the end of the day, it's like, why make something where you don't have the proof of the pudding, right? Of like what's actually out there and stuff. And I know it's like, we tried, but it's like almost like I feel almost like it's not even worth doing or spending the time, effort to film that or edit that when there's no evidence. That's really the only thing that matters. The only thing that we need to edit, record, and analyze is the fucking evidence. That's what you would want to spend all your effort on. So, but we're gonna get a nice camera setup, and we've got some pretty good equipment coming in, and we'll showcase it once it's here, and we'll be definitely putting it to use, putting different equipment to use, more audio and different video and different equipment that I think we're gonna hit it hard this year, and pretty much they're not gonna get away. Be able to get away, kind of maybe see them kind of like on this little extra color and stuff. So we're not gonna announce anything until what's right here in front of us, but we might be able to finally get out there and see them like never before. And I'm pretty eager to get the evidence, and I think it's going to be pretty big once we get out there and start using some of this more advanced equipment. So I'm pretty excited and stuff, So we're going to go to some different spots, and got a couple different trips planned. Not in the books official, but some areas, and we got to do some dates and times. But we're going to try to do some stuff on the new moon phase and in the full moon phase and stuff because of, if you guys remember our last live show we did with Sasquatch Data. I think it's Sasquatch Data and Reports. I have to look. She actually just came out with her paper on some of the reports that she studied, talking about height association with fear of the person encountering it, and also the moon phases. And what she's found is some pretty interesting stuff. So we might take a look at some of that stuff. But um, I advise you all to check out her stuff, which is Sasquatch Data and Reports. I'm sure you could find it. Just look at our last live show. There's links in the description, and those links will take you to other links, which will get to her website and all of the other stuff, like videos she posts talking about this. It's pretty exciting stuff. And I didn't read the full 30 something pages that she professionally wrote like this, and this is amazing. But I think we'll just pull it up real quick. Let me get it up real quick. Just give me a second. But that way we can just look at it a little bit together, and you get the summary and stuff, because it is impressive. I would have to say that. Okay, so it's not going to be there. Oh yeah, do you guys have you guys heard? I'm sure you guys all have heard, but of these massive columns that they supposedly found, that they supposedly think is underneath the Great Pyramids of Giza. These massive, massive stone cylinders, columns that are underneath with stuff wrapped around them. All right, so that link didn't work. Pretty crazy stuff. Is what I was thinking. It's like, holy crap. So we'll probably pull up the picture of that real quick too. But let me jump over to her stuff. For some reason, it's not cooperating and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out. I mean, I did the Beast System last Thursday, where we talked about the JFK files and some of the stuff that has been coming out, which is like, holy crap. Tomorrow, the Beast System is going to have another episode of the JFK files. I am not going to be able to make it. I already know that I'm not able to do that show, but I invite everyone to check out the Beast System tomorrow, as Emily, she's a worker, man. She has been reading nonstop, pages and pages and pages and pages, but loads of more stuff than I have been taking the time to spend. And she has been posting stuff, and she's highlighting stuff, and I'm telling you, it is bananas, some of the connections and stuff that a lot of the conspiracies we've all, for decades and decades thought, little pieces here and there, and speculation and words from this person and this informant, and some of that stuff is coming to light. Some of it's true, and it's not painting a very good light on some of these boogeymen that have always historically kind of been referenced and stuff. So I kind of have to keep it a little late on this channel for a little bit. But Texas Jack says, I know what you mean. I really wanted to make a YouTube channel myself, but ultimately I decided I didn't want to make a bunch of episodes about nothing. It worked for Seinfeld, but not for me. I liked Seinfeld, although I watched it when I was a kid, so that's maybe why. Nostalgia stuff. And that's kind of what I've been battling with. It's like, I get out there and I film a bunch of stuff, but nothing really happens. Nothing like substantial. And then I come back and it's like, I don't want to produce something that's not, really real and stuff. It's like, I don't want it to be content creation, right? Like, it's not content creation. It's stuff that's happened out there, and I don't mind, maybe cutting it up and explaining of some of the stuff we found, of maybe this manipulation or tracks and stuff like that, or going back and doing commentary on some of the footage. I'm all for that, with a little bit more meaning behind it, a little bit more like research and trying to understand stuff, instead of I mean, I could set up a fucking camera, I could climb a fucking tree 100 foot tall, I could go swim across a fucking river, you know, in the middle of winter, you know, with the camera fucking set up. I mean, when it's cold, I mean, uh, stuff that I haven't filmed, but I could film is, you know, I cross the river when it's 5 degrees out, and then I continue to just walk around the trail system for another 5 hours. I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, there, you know, you know, what would that prove, or what does that matter? It doesn't really matter anything. I mean, it looks cool for the camera, like, oh, cool, you know, you rappel down the cliffside, right? Like Expedition Bigfoot, you know, you like instead of walking back down and around. I mean, you know, it'd be a little different. There's like a cave or some type of hole or cubby space. You know, you had to check out. You know, the only way to get down there is to rappel. But the and there was a post. I don't know what season they're on Expedition Bigfoot. I've watched season 1 and I think 3 episodes of season 2, and maybe one other episode where they were like in Kentucky because they had shadows evidence of something. But the whole first season was scripted, made up, and choreographed in a studio before they even set foot basically out there. I mean, they may have choreographed stuff when they were out there too, but uh, the fact is, this whole computer algorithm thing to find the best prime Bigfoot hotspot in all of the North America continent. And right, that's kind of what it was, right? The computer algorithm of taking all the sites and data and using computer algorithms or AI or some whiz kid, right? They came up with a place, and that place was the entire season 1 place that was on a dude ranch, you know. And so anyways, you know, they went there at the dude ranch. Okay, so but they went there and they started discovering different stuff, like the little graveyard for like little kids or something like that. Oh my god, they walked up across it and they were taken back. Totally scripted, already known. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's maybe even on the brochure about when you go there, about the shit that you can visit, like the abandoned mine that they came across. They found, right, this abandoned mine that the Bigfoot could be living in, and then they sent the drone in, right? Already known. Many people have walked in there, you know, filmed it, knew about it. You know, they flew the drone in there. There's like interference or some other entertainment bullshit, right? So the entire first season was just, you know, made up basically. Besides, you know, maybe what the evidence that they maybe found, maybe thermal hits or something, or maybe that was the second season. I don't know. That just shows you how much I really don't pay attention to that, because it's just like that is 100% fake. It's almost like a hoax. I mean, you hoax the entire first season, just about. I mean, it'd be just like me saying I'm going to go to a remote Bigfoot hotspot that no one's ever been, and I go to a big ass hunting lease that's ran by a fucking celebrity in his backyard, or I go to Ted Nugent's hunting safari place, or one of his, I don't know, one of his places goes hunting and shit, you know, like it's well known. There's lots of people have been there, you know, everyone's walked around about a lot of different spots, and then you act like, you know, it's some remote wilderness hotspot that no one goes to, and you discover all this fucking shit that everyone's, you know, known for years. And so, you know, I have nothing. I have no idea what they use in these new seasons, or what evidence they caught on video. I know they had DNA that was like chimpanzee or something else they found, and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they use that, but you know, there's a lot of people who have used that and said that that app works and stuff. And we've done a little testing. We might do a little bit more testing on stuff like that, but Anyways, so yeah, it's very disappointing. So yeah, we try to steer away from that. If we try to make a documentary, I would try to make it more raw, but at the same time, there's a reason why they do that. The cookie cutter entertainment style content or documentary style, because it works and stuff, and it's good. It's good, but uh, I guess the only thing that really matters more than that is the actual evidence of the creature that we're all supposed to be looking for, which is not in the uh, scene setup on location when you're trying to get the best intro or the best B footage or the best. We need everyone walking in the trail like this because gotta show everyone, right? So it's nice to get my head away from kind of the Bigfoot world a little bit and just get back out there. And it's almost, I would just have to say that it's very tempting just to not do the show and just be out there and not even, just do my own thing. It's very tempting. It's very nice to, not have to, get ready for a show or be on a schedule and stuff. But the one thing that always brings me back and what always I appreciate more than anything is you guys actually. People have reached out and stuff, wondering when I'm going to come back and do a show and stuff, and it humbles me to know is that some of these people value my time and their own time enough that they uh, want me to come back and are eager to listen and stuff and to find out what's going on and hear the bullshit that comes out my mouth when I'm kind of ranting and raving and getting a little spicy on stuff, it humbles me and it makes me appreciate that, there are people that, you know, that sit here and stuff, and I should, not quit on them or, I should do the show and stuff because there are people who are eager to listen and want to and stuff. But I have to say, it's very tempting and easy for just to be like, man, just go out there and just because that's all that matters and stuff. I don't want to, spend time to, watch some clips. And I had a couple different stuff that until my phone kind of my phone cord kind of bent and broke. I can't upload my longer videos up to the computers, but we have some interesting stuff that I could show, and we have examples. But I have to kind of play it light on Facebook because I kind of got in trouble a little bit. Someone got poopy pantsed on uh, the Freeman footage we showed, the baby footage. They got poopy pantsed. Michael Freeman and Hanger One Publishing or what the Doug Highcheck's publishing. I'm not sure who exactly, but they kind of got upset with me because I invited Michael on, and he agreed to come on. He actually agreed to come on and do a little bit of answering hard questions and stuff, and set it all up, and it was good. And he took a look at some of our previous live streams and stuff that we did. I had done 3 different live streams at that point, talking about the Freeman footage, talking about the first film, the second film, some of the allegations. We showed some of the stuff that Rated Hinden talked about, Jeff Meldrum talked about in support, some of the stuff against him, his father, Paul Freeman, and showed some pictures of from Michael Freeman's book that I paid to be able to view and look at to show you guys. And we didn't show all the book, right? Michael got pretty upset about that. He got so upset he asked me to take all that down, and I told him no. And he didn't like that answer, and I didn't like being told to take that all down because it wasn't copyright in my opinion and stuff. Um, and I wasn't showing all the entire book. He kind of got all upset because it was like I showed his entire book, the enhanced film and some of these videos that you can see on YouTube and other people have, and some of these audio stuff. I guess the pictures of the book that you can really only find in the book, but he got upset that we showed some of that, and I just wasn't really care, didn't really have it, and it made me wonder, you know, if does he really care about his dad's reputation, or does he care about making money off a book and having it so you have to pay to view everything's behind a paywall, or does his dad's reputation matter enough that, oh yeah, hey, you showed some pictures of from my book and stuff. Okay, hey, that's cool. Gonna come on and explain a couple things, talk about his brother a little bit more, and answer some hard questions. But it kind of, tongue in cheek, he kind of got poo poo pants because I already did 3 shows and talked about some of this stuff and showed stuff. And the only reason why he found out and got upset is because I reached out to have him on the show. So he's not going to be on the show. And I had to take down my videos of the enhanced first video and the enhanced second video. And I actually got a copyright strike because I didn't do it fast enough, because I thought I had a couple extra days on the other video, and I didn't. So I got a strike for that, which is okay because it's about up, and we're probably actually going to re-put those videos on. They're just going to be fair use appropriate, more fair use appropriate than what's, I guess, YouTube was accepting and stuff. And you can actually already find the live streams that we did showcasing these videos are still up and stuff, because they are fair use content that we produced live on here on stream. So those weren't taken down. And yeah, so I was like, okay, it kind of rubbed me a certain way, and I was like, well, why did that really, was that really upsetting and stuff? But I was listening to, and we might pull it up. And another thing which I didn't get is he was upset that I was showing what was stuff that was in his book. But we can look right now and go to Publisher One, and we've done it on the stream when we've looked at the book and stuff, is you go to Doug Hicheck's website, and then you go over to like the Freeman file stuff, and all the links for the book that's in the book is on the website that you can publicly access to listen to these audio stuff, to all these interviews and home tapes that have never been released. It's on the public website, so it's, I don't know. But anyways, I was watching his last interview with Paul Freeman gave his last interview, and he gave a particular interesting set of answers to a question, and we might actually pull that up right now. I had planned to do it some other time, but since we're already talking about it, I mean, it made me wonder, because I just wanted to have him on, talk about answers. I was leaning towards his dad being, seeing something, filming something possibly, but, I kind of dug up some stuff. I didn't really dig up some stuff. I just listened to the publicly accessible audio that not only is on Doug's website, but is also found on different people's YouTube channels, years old now. Like the Sasquatch Archives actually has a couple of these video clips, and actually he has some enhanced versions of the exact same video that got me in trouble is on his website, but that's okay. I don't mind, because we're going to re-put those videos up, re-edited, so they are fair use appropriate, and they are historically newsworthy. That was another thing, and it's for an educational awareness. Obviously, that's what we do on this channel. entirely up to date with fair use, but I will make sure that it's enhanced and edited, of course, with a little bit more commentary to show that. But anyways, in this last audio, let me pull it up. Let me try to pull it up. I think I have a timestamp. I found this, a while ago. And this kind of made me set into my break and stuff. It was like, I don't need this crap from people I need, try to invite on and all this. It's like, let me just go out in the woods and do my own thing, right? But anyways, I listened to the last interview that Paul Freeman gives, supposedly his last audio, and he gets asked a particular question. And the question was, have you ever tried to set a trap out for Bigfoot? Let me try to do a bunch of different things at once. Let me get this website so I can try to pull it up. I think I have the timestamp because I actually want you guys to just listen to it from his own mouth instead of just having me tell you, right? Because that kind of confirms it. Right? All right, so let's just actually try to publicly access some of the stuff that's just in the book, right? And maybe they changed it. I don't know. The last live stream we did, showing all this stuff we did with the book, we did it. I think it was part 3. But anyways, he gets asked, have you ever tried to trap a Bigfoot? And he kind of thinks for a second, and then he gives an answer. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's quite the answer. It kind of blew me away. It actually made me more skeptical of Paul Freeman and some of the stuff. And so let me get this up here. Let me try to show you guys right now. But if I'm remembering correctly, I hope so, because I'm about to try to find the video and show you guys. And I don't want to be wrong. But I'm pretty sure Paul says, yeah, I've dug 20-foot holes for them. And it's like they almost are, they're out there and they watch you. So they watched Paul Freeman dig a 20-foot hole for a Bigfoot to fall in. When we've seen Paul Freeman's physicality of him running after a Bigfoot, it's not very good. He's huffing and puffing and wheezing. But where did he dig this hole at? Was it on the natural forest land or the preserve or the natural area where you weren't even local people and people aren't even supposed to go walk on, and you dug a 20-foot hole just destroying the natural environment to capture Bigfoot? I'm sure that's not what's happened in that protected area where Paul went looking for Bigfoot, but it would be interesting to discover if there was any pictures of this hole or these holes. And unfortunately, I don't recall, or maybe I didn't look through the book enough, that there was some gigantic hole, but maybe I am wrong. I don't know. Maybe you guys can fill me in on that. I know Micah won't come back on here to answer these hard questions, because these are the hard questions we need freaking answers on, man. Like, anyways, we're gonna try to find it so you guys can also find it if you wanted to. All right, so right here, Hang One Publishings. Okay. It's like, where do we go from here? And it was something like fiction books. No, it was non-fiction books, right? Or was it? Yeah, let's just go and we'll look at the book itself. Or we just go like this. Did I spell something wrong? So, let's see if we can click on any of these, right? the enhanced footage, right? All right, so let's see, because this is what Paul got upset, or Michael got upset because I showed this. But here we go. And we can watch it publicly. For free. And we can see the baby. See, there's the baby. Oh, there's the baby. Right? Look, there. Enhanced version. Here we go. So we can publicly look at this and give our commentary, and apparently that's a big no-no. That's kind of got him upset. I guess because I didn't fair use it enough. That's the reason. But basically, Michael got upset, so he told these guys, whoever runs this, to talk to YouTube to get this down. And I had no way to repeal this strike. It was either take it down, or YouTube will delete it and you get a strike, or email these guys, or basically go to court. There was no talk to YouTube to explain my side of the situation. There was no anything. It was cemented in stone. Bam. Okay. I mean, if I needed to make a more fair use of it, I definitely could have. And I even had to take a little training course from YouTube. And so here, look, here's this one, right? Here's this Freeman footage, baby lift. And so this is on here, but is this Publisher One's, are they able to copyright this one? Is Michael able to copyright this one? Because this particular video with this at 99p Freeman is on dozens and dozens and dozens of different YouTube video channels showing this exact clip, showing this footage with the at Freeman, or just the Freeman footage. I mean, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of them. So are they going to go after them, or is it only like the people who kind of upset Michael or Doug or whoever else? Right? I mean, and it says discover hundreds of other stuff, and so you have to buy the book. But yeah, right. So I guess you can get in trouble for showing this, maybe showing this. I mean, if it's so important, it wouldn't be publicly accessible, right? If it's so going to be used in the new High Check documentary, and it's well, you aren't really keeping it a secret, are you? And there's other stuff, I'm sure. Give me a second. Actually, let me pull it up because I'm sure I could find it. And maybe they took down some of the additional links that were publicly accessible because of my videos and live streams. I'm not quite sure, but we did show quite a few different pages of that over there. And so let me look it up real quick. Because, let's see right here. Let's just take a look, because if I do this right here, this exact same thing that some of these other channels did, I think that I would probably get another copyright thing from YouTube saying I'm going to get a strike if I don't take this down. But there are other people who have the last interview that Freeman did, right? So if I was to, play the entire clip, would I get in trouble? Or would Crypto Tom from 11 years ago get in trouble? Or would he have more copyright stuff since, he was posted on his channel 11 years ago instead of Hanger One Publishing's YouTube channel, however long, because, right, that's why YouTube is upset, because they are the ones who claim ownership and posted it first, right? And then, so here's another one. Jack Barnes, Jeff Anderson, 11 years ago. Should they get in trouble? 8 years ago. Should this guy get in trouble? Oh, what's this? 3 years ago. Oh, that's the same film. Should this guy get in trouble then? He has 250,000 views. Do you think he should get a copyright strike because he's showing the what Michael owns now, or Hanger Publishing partnership owns, or should that guy get in trouble? I mean, my footage maybe got 1,000 views. Maybe let's just say 2,000 views. I think I got $1.50. $2. Just say $2 for the video for 2,000 views. This guy has 250,000. I wonder if Michael cares about his dad's reputation enough to allow other people to showcase evidence and videos and all the raw stuff from his dad. Like this. This is this is on Hanger One Publishing as a link from the book. And this video has been out for many years, well before this book or Hanger One Publishing is even on YouTube. Has a lot of these videos been out, right? Here's I just totally forgot his name. You know who that is? Green Wave. MK Davis. Here's MK Davis's video. Is he gonna get upset? Right? 10 years ago. Here's 12 years ago. 7 years ago. Right? Here's Sasquatch Odyssey talking about it, where Michael gives some pretty good information and stuff. But let's get back to this interview, because that's what's important, is what Michael says. And I apologize because the audio is horrific, absolutely atrocious, full of frequency interference, and so I apologize for that. But I want you to listen to the words that are coming out of Paul Freeman's mouth, because once we hear it, let's use our common sense brains to understand if that is actually reality. Let's look at some of these comments, since I did not pay attention to any of the comments. Last couple minutes of talking. Yes. And I want to, I want to make sure we hear it from Paul, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. No, I don't, because it's kind of retarded and stuff, Everything my channel is about is educational research purposes and spreading the awareness of the historical importance of Bigfoot research, the people in Bigfoot, and the future of Bigfoot, and the news, education, spreading the awareness of the conservation efforts of Bigfoot, right? The social and human rights issues that could potentially arise from a new species of human. So there's a lot of stuff that is covered under news-related purposes, educational purposes. Covers actually most of it, honestly, because all we talk about, especially with historical figures like Paul Freeman, it's trying to figure out the evidence to actually uncover it, is a journalistic approach, right? You're trying to, and there are journalistic Anyways, it doesn't matter. YouTube has a renowned policy uh of being strict on their copyright infringement and stuff, and very petty and stuff. In fact, I had an issue 2 years ago with someone trying to claim a clip of Igor Boltsev in Russia talking about some footage or something. There was a particular clip I showed on a live show, and some channel was trying to get me for that, and YouTube was like, this isn't your clip, and I could give a response back to YouTube, and I typed a paragraph and said, this is a 10-year-old clip from the National Geographic documentary on Bigfoot that is well over 10 years old. This is not something that was created by this channel, and they dropped it. With this, I could even write a response to YouTube. They didn't give a crap. It's like, okay, that's fine. Anyways, let's go back to this. Let me see if I got the time stamped. But I believe it's towards the end anyways. So I don't know if Michael gets upset or other people get upset. It doesn't really matter. This is under the fair use, and I'm not even viewing something that's his, that I even consider his. This is other people have brought out and stuff, and I find it very ironic that someone just gets upset because they didn't make more money off of all of you guys watching my stuff instead of buying his book. I find that very concerning that someone gets upset so much that they want to take my content down with, I'm just a small channel, instead of, like we showed, some of these other people who have lots of stuff. And if they have made monetarily money off of that, I mean, don't you think that's a bigger reason? I mean, if Michael Freeman wants the $2 from those videos from me, I mean, I guess I can pull the $2 and give it to him. Okay. That's about as much as they were worth to me. Okay. So anyways, let me look at this and try to get it. So it really kind of changed my perspective. Like, maybe there's a little something going on with the brothers and stuff like that, or and like I told Michael, I was kind of rude. Basically, I told him, I'm not quite sure. I have something along the lines. I'm not quite sure if you picked up this new trait of caring about money more than integrity, but hopefully it's something your father didn't pass on. Something like that. Meaning, like, I don't know, maybe your father was truthful, but you don't. Anyways, it's kind of funny and stuff. And I kind of got the feeling people are people. And, the whole Hanger One thing, I mean, they're all about trying to make money anyways. I mean, come on, it's all entertainment. I mean, Doug will invite any bimbo on the show that is a proven hoaxer, not even just someone telling stories, but someone who's shown on video to hoax multiple stuff. I mean, I think there's been actually several people that I've actually shown on this channel 2 years ago, from 2 years until now, some of those hit pieces on hoaxers and stuff have ended up on Doug's show where he's actually interviewed them, or they're on his affiliated shows where they're being interviewed by those other people. 100%. It's like, it's like, do you even vet? Do you even care? Do you even you look at the people, you hear their stories, and do you even try to smell the bullshit, or you just got your nose clamped? But, I've had that opinion for a while now, so I guess nothing's really changed. But that's my opinion. I mean, I watch some of the stuff. I like, what's his name? One of the shows, guys, he's on there. He has some good shows and kind of like him. But again, it's very, I think his name is Barnaby. As white Barnaby. He has a show on there. It's like something monsters, or I watch that every once in a while. I actually can say that. Um, I'm hoping I still have it, but I think it was at the 27-minute mark. No, 23-minute mark then. And we'll play it. I guess we'll just start trying to. Um, it's gone. I can't believe it's gone. I can't believe it's gone. Why would it be gone? Did I write it down? Give me 1 second, guys. No, I might have. I thought I thought I was like, oh yeah, this is something that I'm gonna need to remember, but apparently, I guess maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I second guessed it. All right. If it blows your eardrums out, I am sorry. We're gonna try to listen to it as best we can. If you guys can't hear it at all, let me know. I will try to jack up the volume. I don't think that there is a transcript. Okay, maybe we can just read it. Because that is a lot faster to scan and read than it is to listen. Right here. Right here, around the 20-minute mark. Right here. All right, let me know if you guys can hear this audio. I will bump it up if need be.
Excellent. Just a couple more. Yeah, did you ever change your methods of trying to track this thing down?
Oh, yeah. I've dug 15, 20-foot holes in the ground up there and made traps, and it seems like when you do something like that where they've been coming through, well, they move down that canyon a ways and start coming through there. You know, it's like they're sitting out there in the bush watching you do it. And they may be, you know. Yeah. It seems like they know everything you're doing when you're up there.
What did you find the most productive way of seeing or finding evidence?
Just get out there by yourself and be quiet.
Just a couple more. Yeah, did you ever change your methods of trying to track this thing down?
Oh, yeah. I've dug 15, 20-foot holes in the ground up there and made traps, and it seems like when you do something like that where they've been coming through, well, they move down that canyon a ways and start coming through.
You guys hear that? All right, Brooks, take it easy. Appreciate you being here. Was the audio correct for you guys? Were you guys able to hear that? Do I need to bump it up? I think that was about at 50% or something like that. If I need to bump it up, we'll replay it, but you hear it from him. The interviewer says, have you changed your methods up or anything? And he says, well, I've dug 15, 20-foot holes and set traps for them. You know, but they always seem like they're watching. And like Texas Jack points out, the logistics involved with making a 20-foot hole. Whew, boy. And where was this hole made? Was this on the protected land that he, as a ranger, patrolled and had his very first encounter? Was that the same protected area where the public is not allowed, no public access? So you're telling me that you've, at least committed a misdemeanor, maybe a felony, depending on how much destruction you caused the protected land area that you're looking for Bigfoot in. That doesn't make no sense. But if you had it on private property, is the logistics, the manpower it takes. If Freeman dug a 15 to 20 foot hole by himself, I'm going to have to say that Freeman would be in a lot better shape than what we have seen him in throughout his entire years in the public limelight for Bigfoot research. In my own opinion, Paul Freeman is not physically fit enough to dig a 20-foot hole in any reasonable amount of time to be considered a trap for a Bigfoot to fall into unexpectedly. Um, a fit guy, depending on how bad he really wants to blister his hand up on that shovel, could probably dig it in 2 days, 3 days. He said 20-foot hole. He didn't say circumference, right? So it's not like, is it 20-foot hole, like a radius and 20-foot down? It's 20 feet deep. But how wide is it, right? Because that's exponentially more complicated and physically demanding the radius the circle gets, right? But let's just say it was 10-foot radius by 20 feet deep. And if he was by himself, it's definitely going to take all week. If it was if it's Paul by himself, I think I take him all month, more like all summer. And so hearing that, it's like, okay, obviously, I think it paints a pretty good picture. I think there's more than enough evidence that Paul is bullshitting on some of the shit that he says. Like this. He gets asked, did you ever come up with any? And he says he dug a 20-foot hole to trap Bigfoot. That sounds ridiculous, in my opinion. That sounds like he just made it up on the fucking spot. Like that didn't happen. I mean, I don't remember a picture of a 20-foot hole in Michael Freeman's book, but then again, I guess I didn't really care or pay attention enough at that point to find a 20-foot hole inconsistency, or I don't know. It doesn't matter. I mean, I guess I can because I didn't buy the book. I re-rented the book. I guess I rented the book out, basically, because this is where you can buy the book, you can rent the book online. You can actually, if you live in Oregon, you can get it in the public libraries, actually. And if you're a card holder from some of these Oregon libraries, you can view it online and stuff. And so I'm not quite sure where all the butthurt is about, show people, reading a book online that you pay for, that you rented, or that you have access to publicly or through a library or on a website or on Doug's website where it's publicly accessible to watch the enhanced version and stuff and all that. So what do you guys think? I'm glad the audio is great. What do you guys think? Do you think that Freeman dug a 20-foot hole to trap Bigfoot, or? And it just makes me question this film. It's like, okay, maybe maybe they're not as real as I'm hoping. When I see the baby footage or the Freeman footage, the second one, that's like I wanted to believe and lean towards it being real. But knowing that Paul Freeman kind of he makes up shit on the spot of shit that he thinks sounds good, right? I think in the same interview, he says he spent thousands of hours in the wilderness, in the brush. I mean, if Paul Freeman spent an hour every single time he went out there, and he went out there for 2,000 days or 2,000 visits, I guess he could say he was out there for 2,000 hours in the brush. But, if you spend 1,000 hours in the brush of actually out there, you're going to kind of, get into shape a little bit. And we don't see that ever happening with Freeman. In fact, you kind of see the opposite actually occur, which tells me, you're not physically fit enough to do much, to go out there much, to go off trail much, and stuff like that. But again, he's in a prime area. I think he found potentially some evidence that Dr. Meldrum agrees with, and we had some other some conflicting stories about how far these tracks, that Jeff Meldrum spotted, how far they exactly went, and how far some of these people actually tracked them compared to like Joe Harding and some of these other people who said that the tracks were shit. So there's some conflicting stuff there. That maybe there's some interesting stuff, about real Bigfoot activity and maybe something going on there. Maybe some of these films, but the fact that Paul Freeman kind of just is, sometimes he's kind of full of shit, doesn't really help the situation at all. Kind of, it's like, okay, muddies the water a little bit, and that's why I wanted to have Michael Freeman on to talk about his father's hard to answer questions that maybe he could have shined some light on. Like, I didn't have this question ready for him, but I would have asked him if I had this. Where's this 20-foot hole? Did you see it? Did you take pictures of it? Ask about his brother. Ask about some of these inconsistencies about when exactly the news crew was out there. Were these fresh prints that he found with the news crew out there, or were these the ones that were from the film site, the Jeff Meldrum trackway and stuff? I can't remember what ridge they're called. I think we did it on the first live stream. The second live stream, we talked about that a little bit more. And then the one of the academics people who said he tracked it for a mile, these tracks for a mile. And then Jeff Harding or one of these other ranger trackers said that, after a couple steps, they disappeared, right? Two huge conflicting stories about these tracks went a mile this way and I went a mile this way and I followed them, compared to this other highly regarded tracker who says they fucking vanished after a couple steps and they were basically nothing. That's intriguing to me. And I think there's a little bit of mystery. And, I wanted Michael to come on to answer some of those questions. And I even floated around maybe even having Brent on to answer some of his questions. And, Michael was, he didn't care, yeah, I'll come on and have, and then I did another live stream and we talked about the book a little bit because it was going to be the final thing that I already talked about and planned, and he did not like it. I think he watched some of it live and he got upset. So that's wraps up that. And I'm glad that we showcased Paul Freeman telling the world that he dug 20-foot holes, because I kind of wish I known about that a little bit before, because it does, in my opinion, throw some salt on some of his reliability. So, all right, that is done with that. See, what are we at? We're at an hour and 35. It feels great to be back in the seat talking to you guys. I think we're going to shut it down, actually, right about pretty much now. Although I don't have much to do tomorrow. I was thinking about doing a show tomorrow, but I decided to come on tonight. There might be more people on the west coast watching this late instead of the East Coast. I know everyone has work and stuff, but since I don't have to do nothing tomorrow besides maybe go in the woods, unless it's really bad out, and there's a segment where we're going to talk about the wind being highly dangerous in Bigfooting. It's really windy right now, and gusts of 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour, even 27 miles an hour gusts can break apart branches that are dead off trees and kill you, flat out kill you, injure you severely, but kill you very fast. Here's all doing something. On one of these days, I actually took my son to the park, and it was really windy, and it was like, okay, well, it was actually too windy to be in the backyard because there was tree branches and smaller stuff falling around, and it's like, okay, we can't play out in here, and so let's go to the park. I know there's there's a couple trees, but on the playground, there's no trees close by. You don't have to worry about and cutting trees and working on trees, doing safely and stuff. And safety is a big issue. So we went to the park very quickly. I noticed this tree in this back corner with a picnic table underneath of it is super freaking dead, rotted, like it's falling apart. And I inspect it and look at it, and then I go and tell. I inspect it and stuff, and then we're playing and windy, and then a huge gust of wind comes by, and all of a sudden this big branch crashes down, and almost no one noticed it. None of the parents kind of noticed. Oh, there's this big branch that wasn't there that's on the ground now, and I told them, hey, don't let your kids play underneath there because this is what I do. This tree looks very bad. That branch, if you notice it, has just came down. And oh yeah, wow, yeah, I don't let your freaking kids play underneath there. Gotcha, yeah, okay. And I went around and told it was just a group of us parents there at the playground, all watching our kids and playing and talking to each other anyway. But I went over there and told this gentleman, and he had a little toddler, barely walking. I walked up and nicely greeted and said, hey, this is what I do. And, if you look at the tree, it's dead. It's falling apart. This is very dangerous. If you look at the branch, just fade down. And I turn and I look at him, and he has this look on his face like I'm some fucking jackass asshole who's interrupting his playtime with his daughter. And I'm trying to tell him, hey, bro, I walked away, but it was just like, hey man, you can play wherever the fuck you want, but if that tree comes down and smacks you or smacks your kid, you're gonna definitely be regretting it then. And I really wanted to say that to him, but I didn't. But it was just like, and he played underneath the fucking tree. I told him, on this particular play gym, that big. The very top of that tree is leaning this way, and it looks like it could fall down. And I pointed at that branch, a pretty huge branch. I mean, you're talking about a 15-foot branch with some smaller leads off of it, came down. And he continued to play over there like, eh. And I'm just like, people don't realize until it's too late how dangerous trees are, how destructive and powerful they are. And how a pencil size, a little bit bigger, but a pencil size stick can fall and go through you, through your neck, right through your collarbone, through your skull. Anything bigger, like arm size, it can completely crack you open. And there's a reason why the tree industry and cutting trees down is the top 3 dangerous jobs in all the US and mostly all the world. And that is because of many factors. But stuff falling out of trees and stuff, it's no brainer. It's no. It's and this guy completely it's almost like I would almost expect him to go Kia Tesla. That's what I would have to say about that. Is maybe we'll see him on one of these videos keying a Tesla. That's kind of the mindset that he looked at me like. And I was just, I'm just trying to help. And it's like, hey, dude, I'm not going to let my kid. I have a fear that if I let my kid under there, something bad's going to happen. I can't sit by and let all these other parents not let these parents know, like, hey, professionally, this tree is dangerous. You should not be playing underneath there. Yeah, this is America. You can go do what you want, but I would feel bad if I left that park and I didn't say anything and something bad happened. I would rather have said something. So, some people, yeah, exactly. Some people just don't get it. Some people are too coddled. They have grown up in this bubble where they have never experienced danger. They've never experienced fear. They've never experienced consequences. They've never experienced being in a confrontational, like being in a fight, being in any kind of adrenaline filled situation where they're in danger or uh, something like that. You know, they've never experienced some of the stuff where it's like bad stuff can happen. You know, it's like driving. Everyone does it all the time. It's, you know, it's almost like a no-brainer. It's easy peasy until you get into a car accident. That's bad. And then you realize, holy crap, this is dangerous. This is scary. And people get messed up for going relatively slow. I mean, a 35 miles per hour car crash can end you, smash you, break you. I mean, we all take that for granted, you know, but you're just a sliver hairline crack away from your life changing and stuff. And that's like everyday life and stuff. And people take a lot of that stuff for granted. And, you know, people get complacent with different stuff. And that's how I felt with this guy. It's like, man, he is really like in his own reality of that doesn't exist. That tree is fine. It won't happen. And, you know, I don't think anything did happen, right? It wasn't on the news, but sometimes something will happen. And if you always have that mindset of you don't really give a shit or you don't believe nothing can happen, you're going to find yourself in a place where you don't know what to do. You're not ready for it. And that was my feeling from that guy. It's like, okay, well, okay, buddy, don't be keying any Teslas now. All right. And there's nothing wrong with Democrats or left-leaning people, but if you're keying Teslas or you're burning stuff or you're doing some crazy stuff, you know, I think the lack of self-control shows. And yeah, so yeah, join the Up to Be system where we talk a little bit more political stuff. We get into the JFK files. This next episode which is tomorrow night. I'm not going to be able to do. But I invite you guys to watch the B System with Emily and the other co-host as they all investigate and highlight and show you guys the JFK files, what's been declassified. Sorry, I got the hiccups. What's been declassified, the findings, who's implicated, who you can't talk about. The CIA doesn't mind declassifying all this stuff in this document, except, bam. And you can find all that information out on that channel and stuff. And maybe if I did a show on Rumble or some of these other more freedom of speech oriented platforms instead of YouTube, I would be able to say that. But since I've already kind of got one strike and I've already in issues for of the other stuff that's happened, that anyways, I have to watch my words. You know, and I don't like that. I actually really don't like that. And it's steering me away from this, you know, having to watch what I have to say on here instead of being able to talk about some of that stuff that we can prove to be factual and real and stuff. Some of these documents that I can't show you on here. If I was on Facebook Live only, I could show you documents relating to some stuff. If you're on my Facebook page, I kind of feel sorry for you, but then I don't, because I post real stuff and articles and memes and other stuff that's related to what's actually happening in the world that you're not going to see on the news. And it's not always politically correct. It's always not always nice and tolerant. But there are some hard facing reality and facts that will smack you in the face, as the world that we live in is not what you think. And I'm pretty sure I can say this, though. I don't know. Maybe I can't. I don't know. We'll see. But if you go take a look at Candace Owens, right, a lovely black journalist who has been doing a story on the French president's wife, Brigitte Macron. How she's actually a transgender man. Just go and look up Candace Owens and watch the documentary series and listen and decide for yourself. But Pretty interesting stuff that's coming to light. Nothing that is out of the ordinary for myself, and it's not shocking or anything, but evidence is coming out and stuff. And Candace Owens has said, "Sue me, take it to court. Let's do it." In fact, she got sent a cease and desist letter from the French president by some law firm here in the U.S., and she's not backing down. It's very interesting. So that's a little bit of about that. Hopefully I don't get into trouble about that. I don't know if it's real or not. I have no idea. Go watch. I have no idea. Just go watch it and go. Who knows? I mean, I don't know, man. I have no idea, right? I don't know. It's just some shit I've heard on the internet. But maybe you should go check it out. So we kind of have to do that a little bit of if I'm talking about certain stuff and I say, well, I don't know, really. I really don't know. That's kind of a cover to not to get in trouble by YouTube because you can't say certain things or you can't even talk about conspiracy theory stuff. And so that's kind of where I'm going with that is you can't, you got to have to watch your words. And it's like, I really don't know if it's true or not. This is just what I read. This is just what other people have said, wink, wink. Okay. This is what, people are saying that they've read in the JFK files, wink, wink. The CIA has no problem talking about releasing anything that's in this document, in these pages, except for Israel. Wink, wink. I mean, that's just what people are posting. I have no idea. I guess that's what's in the JFK papers. I think that's what Emily has highlighted and shown in her own evidence. I think other people have posted, but I have no idea. I'm not quite sure. So, unfortunately, we have to play this little game when we talk about real evidence, reality, and exposing the veil of darkness that's actually all around us and stuff. And it's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, accept, or it's like, oh my God, you're crazy, blah, 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 you're whatever. But statistics, stats, and reality and video evidence and all this other stuff, you can blindly ignore it, but it doesn't change that it's happening. So we might start up some of that stuff where we can talk about hardcore issues that are facing Europe's immigration problems or issues or potential issues. I mean, I really don't know. It's just there's some stuff that you read, there's on both sides, supposedly there's some issues, supposedly there's not. Kind of like maybe there's some issues with our own borders, but maybe there's not. It's just some stuff that out there that you read about, So maybe we might be able to do a show that's more on that, but it definitely would not be on YouTube. 100% sure, and it wouldn't be on my YouTube platform for this channel because it's not. We live in America where free speech reigns and stuff like that, and they got me in trouble for the ABC 19 stuff that I've showed one time in a video months ago, 2 years ago. They got upset about, and I'm gonna be out of this little 90-day restriction, but they say that it's false and all this other stuff. And even though there's documents that I've shared in my Facebook and there's documents that I could show proving certain things, these papers say a certain thing that the TV and everyone else told you was different. So I might even get in trouble for that. I mean, they were seriously mad. So unfortunately, it's kind of a pain in the butt to do that. So I don't like to do that. And we might do some extra shows on some of these other free speech appropriate platforms like Rumble for one, and Kick, and probably just Facebook in the Facebook group. instead of YouTube when we talk about that kind of stuff. And we have stuff to back it and show and prove, and videos from doctors and other people and celebrities and all sorts of stuff about a variety of different topics. And I know I have to be cryptic about it, but unfortunately, that's just how YouTube is. So if you're into that kind of stuff, that's mainly what my Facebook profile is about. Is not really much to do with Bigfoot, and all to do with just stuff that I see on the internet, stuff that I read, stuff that may be true, maybe not true, stuff that makes you go, huh, that's a little weird. Why are all the celebrities doing this? Or, huh, that's a little weird. Stuff like that. So you can watch the Beast System, where we dive into that stuff too, and it's a little bit more political side, and we dive into JFK files and all that. So a little bit of some stuff. Next Tuesday we'll probably have a show, and the Saturday after that, and then hopefully we'll have some pretty good stuff to announce and show you guys, and mainly get out there into the woods and discover evidence. And with the brand new equipment that we are acquiring, I think the chances of us getting a successful shot of them on film has dramatically increased. So they're not going to be able to hide if they're out there with us. So we're going to probably try to make up to some of these other events. There is a Kentucky Bigfoot conference happening the end of May that I am looking to try to get to. So if you guys kind of know about that one, I can't remember the name. I think it's like the Red Gorge or something like that, or in Stanton, or anyways. I'll talk about it next one stuff. But if you guys are showing up to that one, maybe I will be there. Hopefully, try to get out there, meet some people, and also go out in the field, use some of this new equipment, and have a good time. So, thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless all of you. And if you guys want to contact me, get a hold of me and stuff, you can contact me at, do I have them still up? Nope, I guess I don't. Maybe not. You can reach me at, let me just put it in the chat. Add my email, which is blake.442 dodge at gmail.com, of course. And yeah, so you can contact me there, or on Facebook at the Facebook group, which is Lost Cryptids Conservatory. There's a page, there's a group, and usually you could find me posting all the stuff for the Lost Cryptids Conservatory. I am the only avenue outlet for the Lost Cryptids communication, information related needs, and any monetarily donations or anything like that. If you are ever talking to anyone else who is not me at the making of this video so far, you are not talking to anyone who's associated with the Lost Cryptids Conservatory. James and Tyler do not answer any questions from people who are trying to talk to the Lost Cryptids page and things like that. The reason why is because last time we did a conference, there were scammers actually on the page who made a comment and said, message me if you want your tickets and stuff. And they were trying to scam people if you were talking to them to pretend that they were us. And so if you're not talking to me, it's not us. Okay. Plain and simple. And we've had issues in the past where other members who are not our members anymore tried to sell merchandise in our name and still tried to sell stuff that was the Lost Cryptids Conservatory, because, that's all they had. And, it's this make money thing, get famous and make money thing. And that's not what we're about. So if you've talked to anyone else, it's not us. Want to make that, because we are dealing with some people targeting us like that with our events. And also, I don't want anyone to contact and talk to anyone who's not us, So, and we are going to do a show about all the Bigfoot bros who are talking to the double G breasted AI girls on Facebook. And there are quite a few mutual friends who are friends with these clearly fake double G. I said G, double G breasted women on Facebook, half naked, who clearly don't want to talk to you, even though that's what they're doing. For some reason, I don't need to have all these mutual friends or these suggestions of all these half naked AI girls, because some of these Bigfoot bros, and hey, if you have a nice little old lady as your wife at home and sometimes she's sick, I don't think you should be fucking friends with any of those fucking half naked double G breasted women. But it's not my place to call out that particular person, but it is a little ridiculous to see it. And, it's like, okay. I have some pictures. I'll show you a fucking picture right now. I'm not sure if I'll get in trouble, but I mean, maybe I'll get in trouble. I don't know. But it's like, I have some of this stuff ready because it's like, this is ridiculous, guys. And I'm not going to show who the actual mutual friend is in the Bigfoot community and stuff, because, that. And then I know I was going to end the stream, but I seen another comment. So apparently these guys, this one particular guy in the Bigfoot world, he's, I guess, kind of well known, asked a question about, why did this other guy block me? And, there's some comments, blah, 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 some stories, rumors. And this other guy was like, basically, long story short, stop being a bitch, or you're a bitch, and then they went back and forth. And then, he posted his messages, and, and then that guy was on the comments, whatever. Some guy, some host of some particular show, was defriending the one guy. I guess the jackass guy, will say it, was the guy who said, you're a bitch. Basically, it's so fucking dumb. So I find it hilarious. But if this, it's like, okay, so this random co-host of this guy, whatever, not associated with anything to do with this, screenshots the jackass guy for calling the other guy basically a bitch and calling him names, and is extremely rude to him. Says, I sent this to your employer. And then something along the lines of, I hope you can get food, or you can find food, or something like that. I really wanted to say something like, why the fuck, if two men are bitching at each other, who gives a fuck? Why do you have the need to fucking screenshot that, stalk the dude's page, find his employer, and send the shit to his employer, and then mock him and say, have fun finding food, or some shit? Or are you going to key a fucking Tesla too? Or like, that's basically where I got, because that's like the same, like, it's like, who gives a fuck? Oh God, he called him a bitch. Oh my God, he's calling him mean names too. Oh my God, they're going back and forth. Who gives a shit? It's like, why did you, like, to me, the fact that you spent your energy to do that, it's like, okay, maybe I didn't screenshot it. Maybe I was thinking about it. Because, it's like, okay, man, I did screenshot. He says, thanks, buddy. I've sent all your messages to your employer. Good luck eating. Just because, this guy is basically saying, oh, poor little boy's crying because he got told to grow up. You want to sue me? Go ahead. Everyone knows it's going to be putting you on blast. This is why that one dude blocked you, because you're a bitch. You're a whiny little pissant. He says some more, but that's it. That's literally it. That's like the gist of it. One guy's saying you're a little bitch because he was asking, why did this other guy block me? Because, who gives a shit? And then, but for that guy to be like, I screenshotted all this stuff and sent it to your employer. Good luck eating. Like, that's some piece of shit low thing right there, dude. And that was, yeah, maybe I should just not say it doesn't matter, I guess, right? It doesn't really matter, right? It's just like, okay. Okay. I won't be watching that guy's show, or I don't want to associate with that jackass piece of shit, because if you say the wrong, mean, hurtful things, he might try to blackmail you or actually get you fired over words. Don't take a look at my Facebook. You won't like it. And you can try to get me fired. You won't. So if you try, like, that's what I like you. I'm just ranting now, but it's like, how do you even go about that? You like just email. It's like, one of your employees. Is this how one of your employees conducts themselves? Is that how you are? Da, da, da. And like that employee is like, oh my god, this one of my employees were clocked out and their freedom of speech offended someone online. An online pissing contest offended someone, so now we need to fire him. That's fucking crazy. That is, and if they did fire him, that's even more beyond crazy. To get fired for something you said to some jackass online, and then some third party reports you, bro. Get a life. Like, don't be keying any Teslas now. Have a little bit of self-control. And I wanted to say something, but it's like, okay, I mean, what? It's just gonna start something. It's let this little prick be a prick, whatever. And the other guy was being a prick too, saying all this shit. It's like, okay. And the other guy, maybe he was being a little bitch, caring about if some fucking other jackass blocked him. It only matters if you care about being this Bigfoot internet famous and networking with all these other people. And why? I got to be friends with all the people if I want them to be on my show, or if I want to be on their show, or if we're doing documentaries together. Or it's like, oh, he's friends with him, but he said something mean to him, so I can't have him in my film or documentaries because this other person who's my friend's going to get really pissed off now. But that researcher is awesome, and I really want him to go. I want to go out there with him, but man, see how this tribalism and friendship and like it muddies the water. Instead of like that fucking person over there, he's a really good researcher. Yeah, he's a jackass. He says some jackass shit, but I think he's really good out in the field. Let's have him. Let's go out there. Let's do it. No one's getting the right person from the right job. Everyone's doing the playbook, politics, I can't, say anything bad about this guy, or I totally don't believe this guy, but I can't say nothing because it's going to make me look like some jackass. So I can't even express myself because I don't want other people to like not follow me and sub. And you can't even be authentic. You can't even be yourself with your own opinion about what you think is actually going on. And these other people who are sorry, they're just making up bullshit and trying to get money off you, or they're just making up bullshit because they're fucking lonely, or they got fucking mental issues. Like, sorry, but we don't need to tiptoe around the shit that's going on, which there are fucking people who have issues, and there's liars, and there's fucking hoaxers, and then there's people who don't give a shit about anything about making money, putting content out, and having any bimbo on their show to give an interview because it's airtime. Kind of like Untold Radio. They'll have known hoaxers and people who look like, it's like, okay, they like a Paul Freeman guy on where, yeah, I dug a 20-foot hole to trap Bigfoot in. Okay. And no one cares because it's about content, pumping it out, making that money, getting those clicks, getting the views. That's all that matters. On to the next. Get him back on every couple months. Let's recycle. Oh, let's have shows. Let's have so many shows that they're live all the time, so we can just make money all the time. And we'll just invite any fucking cracko and bimbo, and it don't matter. Just have them on. Doesn't matter if they're real or not. It doesn't matter. Just have them on. That's more than enough to just like, okay, I don't need to deal with that. I go in the woods by myself and do everything on my own. The only thing I need to do with other people is show them what I got. That's about it. Oh, I'll say it right now. I don't give a shit. I mean, what is more people going to get upset at me and block me and try to take some videos down and threaten to fight me or stuff like some of the other people have done? They don't matter. Where is it at? Let me do this so you can't see anyone else. That way you don't have to see anyone else, even though I didn't give a shit. All just fake jackasses, seems like. I mean, I don't know. The one guy is famous. Maybe, I'm sure you guys will know this guy a little bit more. I don't recognize him. Maybe if I seen something he was in, or I'm sure I've listened to something, but it doesn't really matter. You know me, I don't give a shit. Oh, it is reversed, of course. I will fix that. It's Paul Bestall. Paul Bestall. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, there was another fucking. Yeah. Some of these well-known Bigfoot researchers are really kind of going overboard with hating on Trump and everything, which is 100% that right. I mean, I don't like everything that Trump does, like, supporting anyone else that's not the U.S. But anyways, there's a lot of craziness going on, it seems like. Anyways, I just want to show you the actual evidence instead of saying stuff, because I don't want you guys to just believe what I say, but actually show you the evidence, because I don't want to be just full of shit. So I try to do that more. Just like with the Paul Freeman thing, digging a fucking 20-foot fucking thing. Paul Bestall. Oh, I guess I forgot to block that guy, but it doesn't matter. Thanks, buddy. I sent all your messages to your employer. Good luck eating. Like, fuck you, man. Like, I don't, it's one thing to be like, you're a fucking jackass for saying that, like, F you, but like, man, what if he has a family, he has kids he has to feed? And what if he did get fired and all of a sudden, his kids are going hungry because his words hurt you. His words to some other man hurt you enough to do that. I mean, to me, that is below the belt. That is like below the belt, I don't care. You criticize the dude, call him names, do whatever. But like, come on, man. That is some below the belt stuff. So I guess I might as well show his podcast now, because I've showed him. I might as well, right? I have to be fair, right? Right? I mean, it wouldn't be fair, right? I mean, You know, I mean, he's the owner and founder of Mysteries and Monsters podcast, co-host of Ghost Story. I don't want to show who he's engaged with because that doesn't matter. I don't want to show that, but I will try to. Oh, yeah, it's in reverse. I'm not going to do that. But anyways, that's who he is. I don't know. You know, I just thought that was kind of, not someone I really care to associate with just based off that. That rubbed me off enough the wrong way that I don't really feel the need to talk to that guy or be able to trust that guy. Because if I say this wrong thing, which I say a lot of wrong things to some people, let's just face it. You know, I'm not always the most politically correct guy, or yeah, I can be an asshole. You know, if I need to be or want to be, and I don't want to be, and I try not to be. But when it comes to shit like that, man, it's like, But anyways, I guess I didn't because I showed you guys. But hey, you know, maybe you guys like him. Maybe he's cool. Maybe he's a cool dude. I have no idea. Maybe I shouldn't have based everything off that one little comment and stuff because I say a lot of shit on my Facebook that probably rubs people the wrong way too. But I don't do that. I would never say that to a guy, or I would never do that to a guy. I don't mean no. I mean, not based off like some bullshit words he said to me or said to someone else. I mean, a legitimate reason, you know, a common sense, legitimate reason, but not because you got butthurt over words some other dude said to some other dude. And that's what, you know, we're getting into and all that with the tribalism, with the Bigfoot friendship. If you know, I can't, he's my friend. I have to believe everything that he tells me. He's my friend. Yes, his story seems crazy, fantastical, but he's my friend. I have to believe him. And that's probably why he keeps making up shit and selling it to you and going on your fucking show with all this spectacular shit that happens, but they never have fucking evidence to show you. Weird how that happens, right? Kind of like everyone who has all these thermals, right? Had thermals for a couple of years now, right? But you never see him use them. You never see anything from them. We're going to change that. We're going to get some usage. And if we don't find anything in the next 5 years from all this usage, I think we'll have to start asking the very tough questions. Like, are they alive? Are they real? Are they psychological? Are they spiritual? Is there no population anymore? Stuff like that. It will change a lot of things if I'm not able to see these things with some of this equipment that we're using. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back next Tuesday. We're going to showcase some equipment once it comes in. We'll be talking about more stuff. Check out Sasquatch Data. Check out the last show we did with Sasquatch Data. Check her out. She's a wonderful, lovely, smart woman who's doing a fantastic job. And her paper, which I don't know, I guess I got mixed around and we didn't show it. 36-page paper on the average height comparison to people's fear and the moon phases on sightings and stuff. It is written by a pro, obviously written for scientific minds in mind, and just shows you actually that we need more people like her, and we are not doing it professionally like this. You know, I know obviously we don't have the background that she has and stuff, statistical analysis of data. But I'm glad that she's doing it. I'm glad that we interviewed her. And if you don't know who she is or what Sasquatch Data Reports is, or Sasquatch Data Project is, check out our last interview. Go to these links, support her, go to her website, and read all the information that she is researching and looking at and putting out. So there's my plug-in for that. I am officially done. I am not going to rant and rave and get into any other topic. As much as you guys love me doing that, I am not going to keep doing that. I've missed you guys. I missed doing this. It's actually been fun. I'm actually excited to get back into this again. And hopefully you guys are too. So we'll see you guys. If you have evidence, anything, next Tuesday, following shows will show the audio evidence that we've been hanging on and teasing for a while now. One more tease won't hurt you. So we'll show that next time. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. Contact me. And if you guys need anything, comments, questions, concerns, advice, collaboration, you want to come to Michigan, blah, 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 stuff like that. Anytime you guys want an interview, just ask, stuff like that. Pretty open, obviously, just scheduling depending. All right, guys, take it easy. I'm going to end the show first. We'll play the intro, and then we'll end the show on Facebook first, and then we'll end it here. All right, like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless all of you. And I hope to see you around very, 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 very soon and on a regular timed schedule.